welcome back to all of you once again. After long, I am uploading this tutorial because I had not been able to continue because I was binded with my own projects, but today I get the chance to upload tutorial on Iterator. So friends, before dive into code, let's understand what is an iterator. So here, as you can see on the screen, an object is an iterator when it implements an interface or API that answers two questions. Is there any element left? If there is, what is the element? And friends, iterator, when we say iterator object, it means an object which we can iterate. It means iterator objects are iterable objects also, because iterator objects implemented symbol.iterator method, or you can say a function. If something comes inside the object, we say method, and if it is outside, then we say function. And any object which implemented or which implements this symbol.iterator method can use for a loop. And if you want to check what all objects are iterable, for that we can use type of operator. Type of operator is used to check the type of value. So here I have already written some codes that is helpful for you to understand. Alright friend, and as you can see on the screen, I have created some variables which has a different type, like this string, this array, this number, and last one this object. And here what I am checking is that is this string object implemented this symbol.iterator function or not. If it is implemented, then here if we log this line number 15 message can we use with string, we will get concatenated output, that is a function, because this string function, this string object can use for a loop, means it might not might, but it implemented this symbol.iterator function. And for the array also we will get the same output because it also implemented, but this number and this object is not implemented, I mean to say doesn't implemented, that's why we will get undefined as an output. So let's execute this code. Terminal. So I have to switch into this directory iteration, cd iteration. Now we have switched. Let's clear the screen and execute a file, node iterables.js, and here we got an expected output. So and friend, we can create our own custom iterator object by implementing this symbol.iterator method. So let's create our own iterator, and for that I am going to create inside this file and because I want to create a reusable iterator, so I would like to bind inside a function. So let's create a function my iterator, and it will take 3 arguments. Our first argument will be the starting number from the point we going to count. So I like to give start, and second argument will be the end, means at what point our counting will be end, and the last one will be the steps that basically used to jump or to move forward to the next step. So steps, and I'm going to give a default value, that is 1. And as we know, this function will return an iterator object, so inside this I am going to return an object. I'm going to create some property. I'm going to give some property that is from what point counting will be start. So here we already receiving starting number as an argument, so I just want to assign at here start, and the end, not end, 2, right, end. And we have to implement symbol.iterator function to make this object iterable, like a symbol.iterator. When we execute this function, this symbol.iterator function will execute first, so we can initiate a value that basically used to count. So this dot count, and our starting number will be this. So let's assign that this dot from, and let's return this object. And friend, if you find in the documentation also, we will get the same kind of example, so you don't need to worry about that. Symbol.iterator, and if you remember, I said that object is an iterator when it implements an application interface that basically gives the answer of two questions. Is there any element left? Is there any element? Then what is that element? For that we have to use another method, or we have to implement another method, that is next. Alright. And inside this we have to write a condition that will that check is there is an element left. So if this dot count is less than this dot 2, right, it means we have the value we can return. If we don't have, then we will just say we don't have the value. So it means next function will return an object that basically tells that if there is value available or not. If there is, then what is that value. For that, first and foremost, I am going to create a variable that will that stores an object data, right? And here to say that value is available, I'm going to we will use this property done, and if there is a value, then return. And each time we will return this next function will return the current value, so we have to return this dot count, the current value, and after that we have to update this count. So what I'm going to do, this dot count plus equals to steps, right? Means based on the steps it will update the count value, and just return the object, right? If there is no value available, then we just have to return that done true. That tell us that there is no value available or iteration is completed, right? Now our creation of reusable iteration is completed, and it's time to call this function constItr equal to my iterator, and just I want to start from 0 till the 5. As of now I don't want to give any steps as an argument, so it will take this by default value from there. For let val of itr, alright, console.log, because this function will return an iterator, so we can use for of loop. Console.log, and let's log the value. Node, not note, node iterator.js. Alright friend, we got the output, and if you want to start from the fun, you can do. So let's check that. Control is save. Okay, but because we are expecting until 5, but it gives until 4, so what we can do here, less than equal to, right? Great. So friend, this much is enough for today, and we will meet on the next day of our video session. So if you like this video and if you feel it is helpful, then do subscribe and share to your friends also, so that it could be helpful for your friends also. And bye bye friends.